For nearly 3 years, crooked Joe Biden has waged a radical left crusade against America's hunters, fishermen, and sportsmen. If you are a fisherman or a hunter or a sportsman, I can't even imagine you could vote for this group of maniacs. They want to take away everything. The far-left environmental fascists running Joe Biden's Fish and Wildlife Service have needlessly restricted lead ammunition and fishing tackle in large swaths of the United States. You can't get tackle. You can't get bullets the way you want them, the old-fashioned way, the way that really is effective and works. It's a backdoor effort to end hunting forever and to take away your guns. They want to take away your guns, and this is the way they're doing it. They don't want to give you ammunition. You can have your guns because somehow they failed at that during my time, but they want to take away your ammunition. The gun doesn't do much without ammunition. Likewise, the Biden Department of Education recently stopped funding for school archery and firearm programs, which are designed to allow young Americans to educate themselves on basic firearms and hunting safety. Their goal is to eradicate the American hunting tradition that is a bond for countless American families and communities. They want to take away everything that brings you joy and connects you to your heritage and traditions and also brings you great safety. They want to end it all. They want to destroy ultimately America and the American way of life. As president, I always stood shoulder to shoulder with America's sportsmen. I opened up millions and millions of acres of federal land to hunters, fishermen, and outdoorsmen. I canceled the lead ammunition ban. It was canceled immediately. And I repealed Barack Obama's ridiculous restrictions on hunting and trapping in Alaska's vast wilderness. When I'm reelected, I will terminate Joe Biden's crazed assault on hunting, sporting, and fishing. It is a crazed assault, and don't vote Democrat because you're going to lose everything. We will bring back funding for archery and firearm education. And to permanently stop the left's attack on ammunition, I will ask Congress to send me a bill declaring the right to lead ammunition on federal lands. Remember that, lead ammunition. They want to make it out of paper. Lead ammunition on federal lands shall not be infringed upon. It will not be infringed upon. Then I will search out every bureaucrat who abused their powers to target lawful gun owners, hunters, and sportsmen. And I will look at them and I will say, you're fired. We will fire them. With your vote, we will keep the proud traditions of the American sportsman flourishing for generations to come. Thank you very much. And don't vote Democrat. You're going to lose your guns. You're going to lose your fishing rods. You're going to lose everything you have. Don't vote Democrat. Don't be fools. They think you're fools. Don't be fools. Thank you very much. Hello to the Boone County Republican Party, and congratulations on a very successful Eisenhower social. I want to thank Boone County GOP Chairman Gary Nystrom and all of the incredible patriots here today. You really are patriots. You're incredible people. As you know, I fought for Iowa as no president has ever fought before. There has never been a president that worked so hard for Iowa and got Iowa such rewards. I defended Iowa ethanol. I delivered $28 billion to our farmers straight from the tariffs of China. China never had it so bad. They never had this happen to them. I also got hundreds of billions of dollars for our treasury, but we gave the farmers $28 billion because you were treated very badly by China, and you know that? That President Xi knows that and knew the way I felt. We got you $28 billion. Nobody else is going to be able to do that. I ended NAFTA and replaced it with the best trade deal ever made in our country, the USMCA, that's Mexico, Canada. NAFTA was the worst deal ever made. And I protected Iowa's first in the nation status, just as I promised. You would not be first in the nation if it wasn't for Donald Trump. Now it's time to finish the job of making America great again. With your vote, I will secure the border. I will save the economy. I will purge the deep state. And I will prevent World War III, something no one else can say, because we're very close to World War III, and I've predicted just about everything right. It all starts at the Iowa caucuses on January 15th. I hope each and every one of you will go to ia.donaldjtrump.com to sign up and join our campaign. And if you can, sign up as a Trump caucus chair. Once again, it's ia.donaldjtrump.com. Together, we will defeat crooked Joe Biden, the most crooked and incompetent president in the history of our country. We will take back the White House, and we will take back our country. We got to take back our country because our country is going to hell with this leadership, the worst we've ever had. I always say we could take the worst 5 presidents in the history of our nation, add them together, they will not have done, and they would not have done the damage that crooked Joe Biden has done. What he has done to this country is horrible. So we have to win. We have to be strong. We're going to take it back. This is going to be the most important election we've ever had. God bless you all. Thank you. Hello to the Dallas County, Iowa Republican Party, incredible people, and a very special thanks to County GOP Chairwoman Kelly Koch. As you know, I fought for Iowa as no president has ever fought before. There has never been a president that worked so hard for Iowa and got Iowa such reward. Hello to the Clayton County Republican Party, and congratulations on a highly successful Lincoln Day dinner. I want to thank Clayton County GOP Chairman Joe Zucker and all of the incredible patriots there today. You are indeed incredible, and we will make America great again. As you know, I fought for Iowa as no president has ever fought before. There has never been a president that worked so hard for Iowa and got Iowa such rewards. I defended Iowa ethanol. I delivered $28 billion to our farmers straight from the tariffs of China. China never had it so bad. They never had this happen to them. I also got hundreds of billions of dollars for our treasury, but we gave the farmers $28 billion because you were treated very badly by China, and you know that President Xi knows that and knew the way I felt. We got you $28 billion. Hello to the Washoe County Republican Party, and congratulations on a tremendously successful event. I want to thank Washoe County GOP Chair Bruce Parks, along with your host, Jim Furnoff. As your president, I fought for Nevada like no administration in the history of our country. I appointed nearly 300 pro-Constitution judges and 3 great Supreme Court justices. I fought for free speech, religious liberty. The Second Amendment is secure only because of me. The right to life and our patriotic American values. I got our economy booming like never before. We had the greatest economy in the history of the world. I unleashed American energy and American mining. We were energy independent. We were going to be energy dominant, and then they destroyed it all and just caused massive inflation and ruined our country. But we'll bring it back. Real median household income in Nevada increased by nearly $11,000 in just a short period of time. I also listened to the people of Nevada and halted funding for the Yucca Mountain Nuclear Waste Repository, because I lived by the motto, promises made, promises kept. I told you I was going to do that. Guys like Ron DeSanctimonious, they want to do it. They want to let it just be anything they want. They want to do it. He tried to go after your Social Security. He tried to go after Medicare and Medicaid. This guy, if you really look at it, you don't want him. You don't want him representing you. That I can tell you. Going after Social Security, he voted against it 3 times. And he voted to, very importantly, raise the minimum age to 70. That was a big increase. Now it's time to finish the job of making America great again with your vote. I will secure the border. I will save the economy. I will purge the deep state. And I will do something that nobody else can say they can do. I know them all. I know all the players. Prevent World War III, because we're very close right now. But first, we have to win the Nevada caucuses next February, and I hope that every one of you go to nv.donaldjtrump.com to sign up and join our campaign. And if you can, sign up as a Trump Caucus chair. Once again, that's nv.donaldjtrump.com. Together, we will defeat crooked Joe Biden, most corrupt president in the history of our country, the most, actually, he would say this, and I think I can say it with great dignity and strength, the most incompetent president in the history of our country. We will take back the White House, and we will take back our country. We will make America great again. God bless you all. If America is going to dominate the world in manufacturing once again, as it did when I was running things, you remember when they used to say you can't have manufacturing jobs in our country anymore? I said, really, why? And we created hundreds of thousands of them. But we must be the most affordable energy and electricity place anywhere on the planet. We have to have affordable energy. Right now we have energy that's weak, substandard, and unaffordable. It's made by the wind. The windmills rust, they rot, they kill the birds. It's the most expensive energy there is. And we have other things that are also no good. It's called the Green New Deal. I call it the Green New Hoax. One of the reasons manufacturing jobs were flooding back into the United States when I was president was that we dramatically reduced energy costs. Sadly, crooked Joe Biden sacrificed this tremendous economic advantage on the altar of the Green New Deal, perhaps because he was bribed by Communist China or because Communist China knows all of the money that they've paid him. We have a Manchurian candidate. That's what he is. He's a Manchurian candidate. They know everything about him, and he's scared stiff. He won't do a thing. I take in hundreds of billions of dollars from China, and Joe Biden's afraid to even talk to him. Biden's war on American energy has sent prices soaring, and his latest actions will make it catastrophically worse. It's going to be bad at a level that we've never seen. This will be so bad. Under Biden's newly proposed power plant regulations, most natural gas and coal plants will be forced to shut down. By the way, they tried that in Germany, and now they're going back and building coal plants all over the place because they've destroyed Germany. They have no energy. So Germany now is building a coal plant every 2 weeks. And China is building a coal plant every week, every single week. They're putting up a new coal plant. And we're playing games with the wind. This is terrible what's happening to our country. There is nothing to replace our energy at this time, not even close. It's very expensive and it's very weak. It doesn't have the power to power up those big plants that you see. At the same time as Biden is shutting down existing power plants, he also wants to force hundreds of millions of Americans into ultra expensive electric vehicles. They cost twice as much as what you have. And what you have is better, and it goes a lot longer. And it's a lot easier to fill up. And we have liquid gold under our feet at a level that no other country has. But they'll strain the grid to the breaking point. It already is at a breaking point. If you look at California, it's got brownouts and blackouts every single day. People can't turn on their air conditioners. And it'll drive electricity prices into the stratosphere. If Biden's policies go forward, our electricity costs will be the highest on earth. They're already very close. With shortages, blackouts, and crippling inflation, U.S. manufacturing will be dead, absolutely dead, and China will be laughing all the way to the bank. They will end up controlling the world. My plan is the exact opposite. As president, I will set a national goal of ensuring that America has the #1 lowest cost of energy of any industrial country anywhere on earth. I want to be #1. We were energy independent just 3 years ago, and now we're begging Venezuela for their oil, and yet we have many times more than any other country. There's no country, Saudi Arabia, Russia, nobody, no country has what we have. We will develop the liquid gold that is right under our feet, including American oil and natural gas, and we will also embrace nuclear, clean coal, hydropower, which is fantastic, and every other form of affordable energy to get it done. We will not only match China, we will be cheaper than China by a lot, and more energy will mean lower inflation, and it'll mean more jobs. I will cancel Biden's ruinous power plant rule, terminate his electric vehicle mandate. If you want to buy an electric car, that's fine, but you're going to be able to buy every other form of car also, and unleash domestic energy production like never before. But just think of it, energy independence 3 years ago, energy dominance was going to follow very shortly. We're going to pay off our debt. We're going to lower taxes for everybody. And they ended that, immediately ended it. First day, they ended it. I will fully modernize the electric grid to prepare it for the next 100 years, implement rapid approvals for energy projects, and greenlight the construction of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of brand new, beautiful power plants that actually work. This will pave the way for an enormous growth in American wealth. In the future, every manufacturing plant, every data center, every semiconductor facility and assembly line will want to be built in America. They're all going to want to be in America. So we're going to have the lowest cost of energy. It's a big factor. This will be the place where the cost of energy is lower than any place else on earth, where the economy is stronger than any place else on earth, and where the workers are the best, brightest, and most talented anywhere in the world. I want to thank you very much. We cannot let this man who is diminished mentally and physically, but much worse mentally. We cannot let him tell us what to do with our country. He has no clue. He can't put two sentences together. We have to make America great again, and we can't do it with a man who's severely diminished. Thank you very much. It's a great honor to speak to the Florida GOP's annual Statesman's Dinner, a big deal. I want to thank Florida GOP Chair Christian Ziegler, as well as my very, very good friend, State Senator Joe Gruters. With the help of so many incredible friends and supporters there tonight, next March, we are going to win the Florida primary, and in November 2024, we are going to win the state of Florida for the third straight time, and we're going to take back the White House. We are going to take back our country and make our country great again. You could take the 5 worst presidents in American history and put them together, and they would not have done the damage that crooked Joe Biden has done to our nation in just a few. Polling for Ron DeSanctimonious. He ought to spend more time in Florida. Remember when Sloppy Chris Christie spent almost all of his final year when he was New Jersey governor in New Hampshire with his security and so much else paid for by the taxpayers of New Jersey. You remember that? He got destroyed, left New Jersey with a record low 8% approval rating. Only 8% of the people thought Chris Christie did an okay job as governor. He did a horrible job. In fact, 11 times in a row, his debt was downgraded. Nobody's ever had that. He broke a record. Now he wants to run for president, but he doesn't really want to run for president, just wants to say negative things about a guy that wouldn't give him a job. But then he got rejected by the voters of New Hampshire, had no support at all. He dropped out of the presidential race years ago. The exact same thing is happening to DeSantis right now, Ron DeSanctimonious. His polls are dropping like a rock, including in Florida, where he's no longer even popular. The people in Florida, they figured him out. Took him a little while, but they figured him out. He's not even popular. So I just want to thank everybody for the incredible support you've given me. We're going to win the primaries by a lot. We're way up ahead of everybody by 50 and 60 points. We're going to win the election against crooked Joe Biden. I don't know, maybe somebody else is going to run. The guy can't put two sentences together. But we're going to win the election against Joe Biden, and we're going to bring our country back. We're going to make America greater than ever before. Thank you very much. Ron DeSanctimonious is always talking about the number of votes he got in Florida. He doesn't say that I got a record 1.1 million more votes than him. He must have forgotten. I endorsed him. Without my endorsement, he would have come in last. He was not even thinking about winning that race. I endorsed him. He went up like a rocket ship, and then he forgot about it, and that's okay. But just remember this. Ron talks about the votes he got. I got 1.1 million more votes than he did. I love Florida. And Florida is going to be treated very special because right now Florida is going through some times that it shouldn't be. Your insurance costs are too high. A lot of things are not really working in Florida because all he's doing is campaigning. People elected him to be the governor, not to be a campaign horse. And here's the bottom line. His campaign is failing. In fact, very soon he's going to be in 3rd place and then 4th place because to really win, you have to have personality, and Ron doesn't have that. But most importantly, he doesn't have loyalty, and I believe that's why he's losing. Thank you very much. Is there anyone on the planet that doesn't know what I look like? I wish there were some people like that. That'd be very nice for me. And yet, for some reason, the communist Democrats in Atlanta made a mugshot of me. That's a mugshot. Because I said the election was rigged, and I believe it more strongly than ever. It was a rigged election. We all know why, and we know what they're doing, and we certainly get it. But I know I'm your favorite president, and they make me look like a criminal, but it completely and totally backfired, as you probably read. Since my mugshot was released, our campaign has raised over $10 million. The people get it. The people know this is a sham and a scam. This is nothing but election interference. They want to interfere with our election so they can try and damage me with all these bullshit lawsuits that you see flying all over the place. But it's election interference. It's orchestrated by crooked Joe Biden, the worst president in the history of our country, along with the deep state. And on November 5th, 2024, it's going to backfire again when we win back the White House and make America great again. I just want to thank you for your tremendous support. And here it is. If you want to go out and get it, you can go out and get it. Have fun with it. But people do like it, I must say. Thank you very much. The United States spends more money on education than any other country in the world, and yet we get the worst outcomes. We're at the bottom of every list. In total, American society pours more than $1 trillion a year into public education systems. But instead of being at the top of the list, we are literally right smack, guess what, at the bottom. Rather than indoctrinating young people with inappropriate racial, sexual, and political material, which is what we're doing now, our schools must be totally refocused to prepare our children to succeed in the world of work and in life and the world of keeping our country strong so they can grow up to be happy, prosperous, and independent citizens. We owe our children great schools that lead to great jobs and leads to an even greater country that we're living in right now. Right now, we're living in a failing nation because of Joe Biden and these people running it. They're Marxists, they're communists. What they're doing to our country is incredible, but we'll take care of that for our children. Here are 10 key ideas that will power our movement for great schools. First, we will respect the right of parents to control the education of their children. Second, we will empower parents and local school board to hire and reward great principals and teachers, and also to fire the poor ones, the one whose performance is unsatisfactory. They will be fired. Like on The Apprentice, you're fired. Third, we will ensure our classrooms are focused not on political indoctrination, but on teaching the knowledge and skills needed to succeed. Reading, writing, math, science, arithmetic, and other truly useful subjects. Fourth, we will teach students to love their country, not to hate their country like they're taught right now. Fifth, we will support bringing back prayer to our schools. Sixth, we will achieve schools that are safe, secure, and drug-free, with immediate expulsion for any student who harms a teacher or another student. Seventh, we will give all parents the right to choose another school for their children if they want. It's called school choice. Eighth, we will ensure students have access to project-based learning experiences inside the classroom to help train them for meaningful work outside the classroom. Ninth, we will strive to give all students access to internships and work experiences that can set them on a path to their first job. They're going to be very, very successful. I want them to be more successful than Trump. Let them go out and be more successful. I will be the happiest person in the world. But we want our children to have a great life and be successful. And 10th, we will ensure that all schools provide excellent jobs and career counseling so that high school and college students can get a head start on jobs and careers best suited to their God-given talents. This is how we will ensure a great education for every American child. And one other thing I'll be doing very early in the administration is closing up the Department of Education in Washington, D.C., and sending all education and education work and needs back to the states. We want them to run the education of our children because they'll do a much better job of it. You can't do worse. We spend more money per pupil by 3 times than any other nation, and yet we're absolutely at the bottom. We're one of the worst. So you can't do worse. We're going to end education coming out of Washington, D.C. We're going to close it up, all those buildings all over the place, and you have people that in many cases hate our children. We're going to send it all back to the states. Thank you very much. Crooked Joe Biden is spending $25 million on dishonest TV ads to lie to the American people and cover up his many disasters and scandals. We can't let him get away with it. That's all they're good at, is disinformation and misinformation. With your support, we will make sure that every single voter in the country knows the truth. Crooked Joe is the most incompetent and corrupt president in American history. It's not even close. So we cannot let them continue to run this country, because our country is going to hell. We have to win in 24. If we don't win in 24, I don't believe our country even has a chance. Thank you very much.
Rise up and resist this man!
When he leaves office as a private citizen, he will no longer have presidential immunity.
Can we actually get him?
The New York Attorney General has joined the Manhattan District Attorney.
Days of this president are numbered.
Claims that you campaigned on a Get Trump agenda.
And we will rise up together and we will resist this president. Bring him down.
Stay tuned. What is fueling my soul right now is Trump.
Will you sue him for us?
Oh, we're going to definitely sue him. We're going to be a real pain in the ass.
I look forward to going into the office of Attorney General every day, suing him, and then going home.
He said I know my name personally.
Back today, 'cause the flag used to stand.